And now, live in studio, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
Yes, here we are again, another day committed as your consumer advocate here to help you win in any marketplace. Tampa Bay and the Gulf Coast region's #1 consumer advocate program, over 80 categories of consumer advocate advice. And we want to help you win in any marketplace. That is our goal here at the Consumer Quarterback Show.
The only thing I'm addicted to right now is winning.
Save our hotline number in your phone. At some point, you're going to need it. 813-670-7372. Give us a call or a text on our hotline, 813-670-7372.
You used to call me on my cell phone.
Save our hotline number and also bookmark our website, consumerqb.com. A plethora of information available for you on our website at consumerqb.com. Now, on the website, you can see links to all of our expert contributors, the finest folks in all of Tampa Bay that we've assembled, we've vetted, and we bring on the show to help you understand more about your buying decisions. And this is Intelligent Talk Radio. I've got some intelligent folks here in studio. Our lineup today, Chuck Peterson, Suncoast Roofing. Welcome back, sir.
Welcome back. Hope everybody had a good holiday since I hadn't been on here in holidays have passed, but I hope everybody has. Glad to be back in Tampa Bay where the sun's shining, right?
That's right, the Sunshine State.
Yeah, we got some nice warm weather here instead of, all the rain. It's beautiful.
Yeah, because you were spending some of your time in the Carolinas,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, we got, it was pretty warm up there, but it's rain all the time. So
yeah.
But I did go to the mountains, got a little snow, so it was fun to see that for a day.
Nice. That's good. Nice change of pace.
Yeah.
Good deal. Suncoast Roofing. Going to talk about Suncoast Roofing and solar.
Correct.
Got some options now.
Yeah. Yep. Got a few solar pictures for everybody to look at. So come along.
Excellent. All right. We got Fred DeFelice in studio as well. Good to have you back.
Excited to be here.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Waterscience.us, talking all about the water quality.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man. Can help the homes, the whole house system.
Whole house system. People need to be educated on a lot of things.
Yeah. Big time. Talk about those microplastics in the water.
Yep.
Talk about
pharmaceutical drugs.
A lot
chloramine.
A lot of bad stuff in the waters, man.
Yeah. It's the world we live in right now.
That's right. And so we're going to talk about that, talk about ways that you can clean up your water supply around your home and have fresh, healthy, and great tasting water. And, I can tell you from firsthand experience, with a lot of our expert contributors, the waterscience.us, the system's awesome. The water tastes great. And just knowing that we're putting good quality water into our bodies as well, and also bathing in it as well because it absorbs through your skin. So we got a great lineup for you today here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We got a feel-good story of the day. This is an interesting feel-good story we're going to jump into later as well. So we got a mechanic that creates prosthetic for a 9-year-old so she can play violin like the rest of her class. So pretty cool story about the creativity of this mechanic creating a prosthetic in our feel-good story of the day. That's a good one as well. So I want to give a big shout out to one of our show partners here. We've got this segment being brought to you by Golf Cart Depot. Golf Cart Depot, one of our newer contributors on the show. And big shout out to Marty and his team. Marty's the owner. And they've got new and used golf carts and huge inventory, excellent pricing as well. And the Golf Cart Depot of Florida, whether you're planning for personal use or commercial use, they've got all the best brands, EasyGo, Star, City Car, and others. And they got a location right on 49, US 41 North, up in Land O'Lakes, up there by all the lakes and Land O'Lakes, and also in Pinellas County in Clearwater, just off of US 19. Golf Cart Depot. Give them a call. Let them know the real estate quarterback sent you. And then you can check out my Keller Williams red golf cart right there. That's the one we just got hooked up with. So we're going to do some door knocking, think about commercial use for real estate. Hey, we'd like to get out there and door knock the streets and talk about real estate, help people with their real estate decisions. So great lineup here today. Chuck Peterson in studio, Fred DeFelice as well. And I want to let you know about a couple of hot listings that we've got here with the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. And let's talk about some vacant land. I've got a lot of vacant land opportunities. 1401 Seminole Boulevard in Largo is a commercial piece of land right in the South Pinellas, mid Pinellas rather. Right there in Largo, Seminole area, 1401 Seminole Boulevard. Great opportunity for a commercial building, ideal for office, medical, retail, restaurants, goods and services. Lots of opportunities here. Check out all of our listings at platinummvpteam.com. All right, Chuck Peterson, let's jump into it, buddy. We got roofing on the conversation topic here.
Yeah.
You know, free inspections, by the way, first.
Absolutely.
Right off the bat.
Yeah, free inspection. So if you're not sure if your roof is ready for the rain season coming up, we can come out there and look at it and let you know. And you know, if there's some little repairs to do, we can get those done. You know, and if your roof is being told you need to have a new one because your insurance company's going to drop you, we come talk to you for that too.
Yeah.
You know,
the roof is a major component. You know, it's part of the 4-point. You know, we talk about 4 points. You know, inspections. 4-point is concluding is the plumbing, the electrical, the HVAC systems, the heating systems, and the plumbing, electrical, roof.
Right.
So the you know, that's the idea. Is right now it's the time of year where you're not, you know, under fire, you're not under pressure. Right. And great time to get it looked at.
Right. I mean, you know, it's because we just came through the holiday season, so it was a little slow for everybody because they wanted to buy Christmas presents instead of roofing. So, you know, there's time on the schedule right now. And, you know, like you said, you want to get it looked at before the rain hits. You know, we get March and April and starts picking up the rain. And and then guess what? June will be here, and what? It's hurricane season.
There it is, coming up.
It was a few months away. It
just
never ends, it seems like, but it's, you know, and so if you're going to do it, I mean, you know, take a little time. It doesn't cost anything. Just call the office or call Brandon. He'll get us to the office, and, you know, we'll have somebody out there next week or so.
And you talk about creative situations. You know, we've had several deals over the years where we've said, hey, you know, the inspection came back. There was an issue here. We had to get the soffit replaced or the fascia board. Suncoast Roofing realizes that, and they understand, especially for the real estate audience. A lot of real estate agents listen to our show, mortgage, title professionals, people in the industry, insurance agents. That's a big plus when you have a roofing company that understands how the process works. Right.
So, you know, as with your team that calls us a good bit, and we appreciate it, you know, if anybody that's the real estate group in that whole chain there, you know, if you have something come back on one of those 4-point inspections, you know, and you have a deadline, please call. I mean, we'll have somebody out there. We'll move stuff around to make the deadline, to get the issue, you know, whatever has to be done, and then somebody have a day or so to get a reinspection in, and then they can still close on time. But we understand how that market works, and we'll move guys around to help out that timeline, because we understand the importance of, hey, we got a closing date and rate locks and all that goes with it.
That's right. So let's go ahead and look at these pictures then. So you got some pretty cool pictures you brought with you?
Yeah, we got some solar pictures for today. I know we've been talking about solar in the past, but we did 4 roofs over here in Pinellas and Hillsborough last month before Christmas. And these are the new solar panels, and I know the audience in the cars can't see, but they're straight to the deck. So GAF has a straight. We take all the shingles off, and we put the peel and stick down, like we've talked about, the great underlayment, and then we put a fire layer of peel and stick, a fire retardant peel and stick down, and then we put panels on. We sell them, you know, as a whole custom house, which is usually a pretty good bit more than somebody wants to spend. But we have these packages of 12 panels. They're 12, 13, 14,000, depending on how your house, you know, the body of your house is and what we have to do. And it takes about a third of your power off. I mean, it really comes in handy. And they lay right on the deck. That looks like a big skylight when you're done. And they're sealed, and they come, because they're a GAF product. If we put them on when we put your shingles on, they give you an extended warranty of 25 years that locks right in with the Golden Pledge warranty of 50 years for your shingles. So you get a better warranty on the deal, and it's all backed by the same company.
Yeah, I love the idea of having solar on your roof. It's just such a great way to utilize. You know, there's especially the Sunshine State here, Florida.
Right.
You know, it makes sense. Right. Photovoltaic is something that's here. It's going to stay. It's a staple now.
Right.
And, you know, the power companies don't like it a whole lot either.
Yeah. And, you know, and like we have talked about in the past, you know, the reason Florida isn't as aggressive at it as California is because our kilowatt rates are not nearly the cost of a California kilowatt, for whatever reason that might be.
Right.
You know, so the return on investment to some people isn't what they'd like to have it.
Right.
So you know, they'll continue doing what they're doing, but it's coming on. You know, it's the amount of sun that we get when they give you a rating for the panels. You know, the rating is the max that they can give, but the panels actually produce more in Florida than the panels produce in, you know, say Charlotte, where I'm at, or California or New York. You know, because the sun that we have is so much hotter, closer to the equator.
Closer to
so
the
the
equator,
panel actually does more it produces more power than they're allowed to tell you it produces, because they don't want it to be, oh, hey, it didn't do this, right? There's a maximum amount. So it really, I mean, the people have been getting, really, really good results out of the panels, in the state of Florida. So it's something to consider. And like I said, if you do just a small package where you're not paying $40,000 or whatever a big number is to do your whole house, it's something most people can look at and understand the return on investment for a short number is pretty good.
Right.
You still get a tax write-off. It's not 30% anymore because Congress didn't renew it because of some political issues.
But it was still 24,
it's 20,
26.
I think it's 28, but maybe it's 26. I'm not sure. Somewhere like that, right?
Yep.
And so you still get a reduction, right? I mean, so you're still getting some of that money right back to you because it's a cash back, number from on the rebate.
Yeah. Yeah, so if you just join us, we're talking with Chuck Peterson, Suncoast Roofing, here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Longtime friends of the program. You've heard Mary Cernicki as well. Hope Mary's feeling better as well. I know she's been a little sick.
She's still in the hospital, buddy.
Yeah, pretty sick. So say prayers for Mary for us here.
Thank you.
So we've got Suncoast Roofing, Chuck Peterson in the house. Coming up, Fred DeFelice, waterscience.us. Find out all about water that you don't know. You probably don't understand what is actually in your water, especially some of the microplastics and things. But Fred is an expert, industry expert in the business. He's multiple decades in plumbing as well, master plumber, and going to talk about water here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. So stay with us. Don't touch that dial. We'll be right back after this short timeout. Don't go anywhere.
Thanks for listening to my daddy's show. For more information, go to consumerqb.com.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, this week we're going to talk about something exciting as usual.
We always have something exciting.
Yes, we do.
At least it's exciting to us.
But this is a question that comes up.
TV, hey, it's Friday night. We're not here. Yes, we pre-recorded once again because WeBeam TV is working over in Tampa with D'Angelo Star.
62, who knew? I almost said Professional Mortgage Alliance, Joe's Bar and Grill. But actually, it's our 39th week. 62, who knew?
We're at the wonderful steampunk event at the Verizon Event Center here in 2019. I think it's still August, right? Yeah. Woo! Can't remember
Yes. To be able to help businesses to do that part of it. But it's just been a couple of years.
Well, and I've taken the business card files from our business cards and made
entrepreneurs and professionals of Tampa Bay. Welcome to your hour for getting the information, the tools, and the connections
Ian
for
Beckles on Radio Influence.
Or you say left-hand white, and then they catch the left-hand white. What it does, it helps you quick with hand-eye coordination. Yeah.
Well, that's kind
As your super connector, we want to introduce you to our 50+ show partners. We got over 80 categories of expert contributor advice here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, and we want to.
That's where we disagree, but that's okay.
I said nonviolent.
That's okay.
Because, we're one of the only states that don't give them back. I've got Jamie Limbaugh. He is from the Next Step Image. I love that movie because you were telling me earlier.
For the type of republic we actually are is actually very correct. Yet politicians and regular people use these words interchangeably, even though technically they are very different.
If you're an overdoer, overachiever, people pleaser, we tend to neglect ourselves. Mm-hmm. And even as Sisters Connected here, with Women Unscripted, I know.
You're listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty, helping you win in your real estate business as well, buying, selling, or investing. We would love to talk to you. My wife and I own and operate that team, and we've been featured in multiple publications, Top Agent Magazine, Florida Realtor Magazine, Real Producers Magazine. This was an awesome magazine article that was written last month, I believe, a month or before. But awesome, it was really cool just talking about the way that we look at our organization as a serving, an obligation to the community to give back, so we really help out and work with a lot of charities, do a lot of fun events as well. We got a networking event coming up, and we're going to have all the details on it, but it's going to be at Taps Restaurant over at the International Plaza Mall, which is our official restaurant partner as well. Taps Restaurant on March 25th. It's a Wednesday. Save the date, March 25th. It's going to be a great opportunity to come out. It's Tampa Bay's largest speed networking event. So this is going to be cool. You're going to have an opportunity to meet literally everyone there. We're going to give you different color bracelets. Everybody's going to be encouraged to meet everyone. But at Taps Restaurant, March 25th. Save the date. It's going to be a great time. And that's our favorite restaurant partner, by the way. They've got excellent food. I love the bowls. I get the Mexican bowl. It's got guacamole in there. You get quinoa. What else? They've got your choice of a meat. So I get the filet, the steak. They've got the black beans in there, the peppers, jalapenos, excellent food, very friendly staff. Taps Restaurant, let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. All right, in studio today, Chuck Peterson. We just heard from Chuck talking about Suncoast roofing. We're going to come back. We're going to jump into the different types of roofs as well, talking about shingle, metal, tile roofs, some of the advantages there of each. But now we're going to talk with Fred DeFelice, our friend Fred DeFelice here in studio, waterscience.us. So, longtime master plumber as well.
Yeah, second generation. I might as well tell you, I've been in water most of my life.
Yeah.
If you ask my wife, mostly hot water.
Hot water.
Yeah. But today I want to talk a little bit about water softeners that people are mostly familiar with.
Yes.
And basically, for the last 30 years, that's 30 years ago, that was basically the only technology that was available to people here in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
So consequently, there's a deep-rooted where everybody knows what a water softener is. Unfortunately, what they don't know is what a water softener shouldn't be.
Mm-hmm.
And that is something that does not purify water.
Yeah.
It was only designed to get rid of the minerals that make water hard. And minerals is what creates scale on your shower doors and your glassware and your dishwasher and stuff like that.
Right.
So over the years, now that might have been good 30 years ago, but over the years, more problems with the city water, right? Things that are infiltrating into it. So you really need to have something that's going to more so purify the water. So I've been using this technology now for over a decade, and it's still not too many people know about it, right? Because they know water softener.
Right.
So right off the bat, our system uses no salt. It does not waste any water, and it doesn't pollute the environment. Water softeners, most people know that it backwashes every 4 days. So that goes into the sewer, and it's sodium chloride that gets introduced, and that winds up in our rivers. There are states where they use salt on the roads in the winter months, and they were blaming a lot of that salt winding up in the river from that. But they found out the majority of it came from water softeners.
Wow.
So consequently, states like that started out in California, basically where they actually banned the use of water softeners.
Wow, I didn't realize that.
Oh yeah, they're banned. Many municipalities have also. So it's a thing where people just don't know, and unless we can get a chance to educate them, thankfully to be on this show where we can.
Yeah.
And that's what we try to do.
Yeah, it's an old technology. You think about it, it's not purifying the water. It's not. Right. It's just, and it's pulling out some of the minerals we want to drink. Right.
We want to have the minerals.
Yeah. That's going to
we
give
do
us...
have healthy minerals in our water here.
Right.
Once we get rid of all the bad stuff.
Yeah.
Chloramine. Chloramine is people realize or they know that there's chlorine used, similar to your swimming pool, but they also use ammonia along with that chlorine. And your refrigerator filter will do okay as far as taking out chlorine. It will not remove the ammonia. So if you're thinking you're safe drinking out of your refrigerator filter, you're missing the boat.
Yeah.
So these are the things we try to educate people about.
Yeah, pharmaceuticals in the water. You know, the pharmaceuticals, what was the number one drug?
I think it was Viagra.
Viagra, that's right.
Yeah.
Viagra, people flushing down old expired Viagras or whatever.
Well, and it passes through your body as well. So,
oh, right. Okay.
So anything you're taking winds up in the sewer.
Wow.
Right? And from the sewer, it winds up in the Hillsborough River, if you're here in Tampa Bay.
Yep.
And then they take it out and put it through the treatment plant to send it back to our homes in a purified state. So-called
purified state, right? So that's what I wanted to go to. I wanted to go to that as well. So we're talking with Fred DeFelice, expert contributor in the water area here. Waterscience.us is his company. Fred DeFelice in studio. Now, Fred, people also they don't realize that we're just a handful of years away from being voted to utilize sewer. What is it? Reclaimed water.
The reclaimed water.
It's flushed water essentially. Yeah. But that water is going to be flushed, treated. The best they can, probably thrown some chemicals in there.
Yeah, there'll be more chemicals. They're gonna blend it with a desalinization plant. So the cost to upgrade the plant to do this, there's a lot of things going on. I mean, really, if we can get rid of half of the water softeners in Florida or in Tampa Bay, we wouldn't need to worry about this stuff.
Yes. So the water softeners, and you have. Last time on the show, you had a credit that you would offer if people trade in their old water softeners.
Yeah, we're doing whatever we can to get people to get rid of them.
Yeah.
So we're offering a $500 trade-in. And if you don't have a water softener, we're going to do free installation on our equipment.
Nice.
So we want people to have what we have.
Yeah.
And, I suggest you check out the website. There's some testimonies on there.
Yes.
And I get a kick out of this one.
Yeah.
Just briefly, we've had the system for only 2 weeks. I can already tell the difference. My skin is no longer dry. My hair feels softer. I feel completely hydrated. My husband's favorite part is when he washes his priced car. There's no spots on it when it's drying.
Yeah.
He's very excited about that.
Oh, wow. That's great.
So, you don't have to believe me. We'll put you in touch with some of our customers.
Yeah.
They're happy to.
And we give you a testimonial too. I don't know if we've written one up like that formally, but I'll tell you right now, the water tastes better. The bath, I'm a bath person. Sometimes people make fun of you guys who like to take baths, but hey, that's the way I prefer,
Right.
And, but you can tell a difference. You really can.
Oh, yeah.
And it's from day one. I know they said 2 weeks. I mean, it's from day one. You can taste the difference. You can smell a difference. And just to know, just the fact of knowing, because what else do you have in this world if you don't have your health?
Exactly.
That's the number one thing I always think about.
Yeah. And we believe it starts with water. I mean, water is health.
And the cost too was what was it? You said something about $1 a day or?
Yeah, we have financing.
Yeah.
You can get this system for $29 a day financed.
Yep.
We're offering some rental programs, some lease to own.
Lease to own?
Yeah.
So you'll work with people.
Absolutely. We just want to spread the word.
Yeah.
And that's all we ask.
Well, more and more people are health conscious. I mean, they're buying organics, they're cooking organic food. They're really asking questions. We go out to eat sometimes, and my wife will have. She's she's vegetarian, but she'll ask what about your salmon? Is that fresh caught or is that farm raised?
Right.
So people are more educated, and they're asking those questions about their food. So why not your water?
Yeah. I talked to a gal. I saw a gal. I was in Publix. She had a whole shopping cart full.
Did you really?
And I walked up to her and I gave her my card. I said, "Look, just look at the website.
Yeah.
You'll never have to do this again."
Yeah, exactly. Think about that. Just lugging that water around.
It's nuts.
Yeah.
In fact, we could talk later about we want to do that bottled water challenge.
Yes, that's right.
And I know people we're spending $100 a month on bottled water. It's crazy.
Well, we're going to do an offer for our water. We're going to do a water offer here. So we got $500 trade in. All you have to do is text the word water to our consumer advocate hotline. And then later in the show, we'll talk about that bottled water challenge. But just reach out to us if you want to get in touch with Fred DeFelice. Text the word water to 813-670-7372. That's our consumer advocate hotline number. You can text the word water to our consumer advocate hotline, 813-670-7372. We'll put you right in touch with Fred. And then, Fred, maybe walk them through quickly, like what's the follow-up of that would be once we give that information to you.
We've made it so simple. I come to your home. I'm there less than a half hour.
Yep.
Test your water, inspect your plumbing.
Yep.
Recommend the right size system. There's no one size fits all.
Yep.
We design the systems for your use.
Nice.
And if you like what we have, you can talk about it later. Call us the next day. Whatever you want to do. No high pressure sales.
No pressure sales. I love that. Yeah, it's awesome. It was very knowledgeable, and it's eye-opening when you see that, and you show them, kind of like you used to do with the pool back in the day. I remember my dad taught me how to do the pool thing. So you see it. You see what's in the water. You taste it. You can, definitely see a difference.
Yeah, we bring a sample of our water too, so
nice.
That way you can taste it right then.
Love it. All right, good stuff. All right, Consumer Quarterback Show. We want to help you win. That's our goal, and we want to engage with you. So reach out to our hotline. We'll be right back after this short break. Chuck Peterson in the house, Fred DeFelice, and we have a feel-good story. Mechanic creates a prosthetic for 9-year-olds so she can play violin. Stay with us. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Hey, this is Jarek Robbins. You are listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show with Brandon Rhymes. Please do what it takes to learn all that you have to live the life you want to live it fully, and find a way to give it by paying it forward to others.
Get in touch with Brandon online at consumerqb.com.
All right, this week we're going to talk about something exciting as usual.
We always have something exciting.
Yes, we do.
At least it's exciting to us.
This is a question that comes up.
TV, hey, it is Friday night. We're not here. Yes, we pre-recorded once again because WeBeam TV is working over in Tampa with D'Angelo Star.
The 62 who knew. I almost said Professional Mortgage Alliance Joe's Bar and Grill, but actually it's our 39th week. 62 who knew.
We're at the wonderful steampunk event at the Verizon Event Center here in 2019. I think it's still August, right? Yeah. Woo! Can't remember. Ask him to me about
Yes. To be able to help businesses to do that part of it. But it's just been a couple of years.
Well, and I've taken the business card files from our business cards and made
Entrepreneurs and professionals of Tampa Bay, welcome to your hour for getting the information, the tools, and the connections
Ian
for
Beckles on Radio Influence.
Or you say left-hand white, and then they catch the left-hand white. What it does, it helps you quick with hand-eye coordination. Yeah.
Well, that's kind
as your super connector. We want to introduce you to our 50+ show partners. We got over 80 categories of expert contributor advice here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, and we want to
That's where we disagree, but that's okay.
I said nonviolent.
That's okay.
Because, we're one of the only states that don't give them back. I've got Jamie Limbaugh. He is from the Next Step image. I love that name because you were telling me earlier.
For the type of republic we actually are is actually very correct. Yet politicians and regular people use these words interchangeably, even though technically they are very different.
If you're an overdoer, overachiever, people pleaser, we tend to neglect ourselves. And even as Sisters Connected here, with Women Unscripted, I know
listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-670-7372.
Welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here. I'm your host of the Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. And my wife and I own a top team here in the Bay Area. 15 agents on the team helping you win. When you're buying, selling, and investing, certified negotiation expert. We can help you with your negotiations as well. And check out our Platinum MVP team website, platinummvpteam.com. And got a couple of hot listings here. Want to let you about a property that we've got here in Tampa Bay that is available over at 4348 Harbor Point Drive in Port Richey. 4348 Harbor Point Drive, Port Richey. Now, this property, it's a gorgeous palace right on the waterfront. Bring your boat. $2 million property, $2 million asking price here. Bring your boat and enjoy that Florida lifestyle living. A nice boat dock. You got a pool. Plenty of space, 6,700 square feet, and there is ultra high security here. 2 security gates before you even get onto the property, onto the road rather. Check out all of our listings at platinummvpteam.com. Platinummvpteam.com. And this segment is brought to you by Replenish IV Solutions, the science of nutritional balance. Replenish IV Solutions. Big shout out to Steve Gunnan and Lisa Gunnan over at Replenish IV Solutions. They're located on Gandy Boulevard, also have an office up north on Bears. And there's vitamins, minerals, electrolytes directly into your bloodstream by getting these different infusions. They come in, it's vitamin, antioxidants, amino acids, anti-aging, health and wellness. They've got the Myers cocktail is probably one of the most famous is the Myers cocktail, and it goes directly into your bloodstream. So I love getting my IV hookup. Replenish IV Solutions. Say hello to Steve and Lisa Gunnan. Let them know the real estate quarterback sent you. Take them up on special offers and incentives just by mentioning that you're a fan of the Consumer Quarterback Show. All right, we got Chuck Peterson in the house, Suncoast Roofing, Fred DeFelice, waterscience.us as well. More from Fred coming up in a minute here. But we're going to go back to Chuck Peterson, so Suncoast Roofing. So one of the things we like to do is just kind of outline the options for them. And I know you brought some other pictures for our TV show for folks watching our TV show. So either way you want to go there, Chuck, we got.
Well, we can talk about the different roofing options, and then we can go back and look at the pictures.
Okay, awesome.
So we've got the shingles and the metal and the tile, like we've talked about, right?
Yes, sir.
So shingles are the most value for your dollar, right? And that's what's on most people's house.
Yep.
And we're GAF Master Elite contractors. So the warranty that we can offer, as we've talked about, is it's actually a 50-year warranty. And that comes with everything known to man. The GAF, backed by GAF, which is the largest shingle manufacturer in the country. And the plant's right outside of Tampa, so it's like buying local, right? Get the whole deal. So that's the most value for your dollar.
What does GAF stand for, by the way?
I got no clue.
Golden, isn't it Golden Pledge?
No. It used to be something with, somebody told me one time that some nice older gentleman that worked for GAF, and it was started off as a television company.
No way.
And it was some kind of television film, something or other, that had to do with the product, the film itself.
Oh, wow.
Way back 100 and something years ago, because it's a 1800 and something started company.
That's wow. That's interesting.
So it got to be this, and then they just made it GAF because that's the only thing people could actually say,
Yeah.
And so then it just became, they just made it GAF, and there's probably nobody on the board that even knows what it was.
Yeah, right.
How to say it these days, right?
But 50-year warranty, that's pretty awesome.
50 years, yeah, and it's backed by GAF. So, Suncoast were to something unexpected happened and we went out of business, you call GAF,
right?
And, they take care of it.
Okay.
So so then you have.
Okay, I got it.
Oh, did you get it?
Yeah, general aniline and film.
See,
general aniline and film.
See, there you go, Wikipedia for you, right?
There you go. Thanks, Rob.
But that's it started way back when, and it's just it doesn't have anything to do with shingles.
Yeah, right. It's like, but you're right, film, movie.
Yeah. So as they've grown, they bought 1,000 companies over time, and they're
so it's a big.
Oh yeah, they're a Fortune 100 company,
holding company.
Yeah, and they own all kind of stuff. But they're the biggest shingle manufacturer in the States.
That's cool.
Yeah. So they have that. And then we go to the metal roofs, which are the next most expensive, and which is pretty much double your shingle cost. The shelf life on that's 40 years, 50 years, if you keep it up good. If you live on the water, you have to get aluminum or they won't give you a warranty because of the salt. And aluminum's expensive. That's why you don't see a lot of metal roofs right on the water if they're going to spend the money. A lot of times they get like the houses you have for sale, the Mediterranean look, they get the tile.
That's right.
Which is the most expensive roof per se,
Yep.
And of course, the bigger the house, the more cut up it is, the more roof planes you have, the more it costs for every piece of the puzzle. But that's the different kinds. That's what we have. The solar product at this point that GAF owns in a different division can only go on the shingles right now, though. So those pictures we had, if we throw them up there, we'll see. So the shingles, because they seal right along the edge, just like a skylight does.
Right.
As far as GAF's warranty and their approvals for the state of Florida and from GAF at this point, we can't put this product on a metal roof or a tile roof because they don't have the specs approved for the sealing the sides, approved yet. So even though as roofers we could do it because we seal skylights all the time, the GAF won't allow us to do it, and the state won't either. So, so it's just a shingle item right at this point. But it comes out it looks really, really good.
Which is a large percentage of the market.
Oh,
anyway.
yeah,
Shingles like huge.
Yeah, 70% probably.
Yeah,
overall.
Yep,
70%. So, it's, and like I said, we do the smaller packages, so it makes it more affordable for the average guy driving down the road versus the guys living out there on the water.
Now, one of the things, too, we'd like to do, we got Chuck Peterson in studio here, Suncoast Roofing. We like to alert you when it comes to these different types of, scams or things to look out for.
Right.
And I've seen people, I even get text messages sometimes, people saying, hey, if I come over, I can get you a new roof. If there's one shingle messed up, I can get a new roof. What are these things?
Right. So if you get those kind of things, those are normally what we would call storm chasers. They're roofing companies that, and sometimes they can actually make that happen, but usually it's not the case. Right after a storm, you'll get flyers and calls from 100 different folks. You got to really be a good consumer at that point. Are you licensed? Are you here? Or are you using the license from somebody that's here, but you live in Texas? These guys come in from all over when there's a storm, and we get further down the year, we'll have to talk about that some to remind people.
Right.
But the other question, the issue we have is people who are unlicensed doing the business in here in the state right now, even when there's not a storm. I was down in Northport yesterday, and a friend of mine who owns a window company called me and said, hey, the lady I just dealt with, she's an older lady, and this guy's I'm sure trying to take advantage of her for this roof deal that she's trying to get done. So I went down there and talked to her yesterday, and the guy had her pull the permit, and he's got she did go and try and find something out, and he's got no insurance, he's got no license.
Wow.
Which is in the state of Florida completely illegal.
Wow.
But she went and pulled the permit, so she technically became responsible for the roof. So if he went and put the roof on, it was wrong. She bears all the responsibility. He doesn't have anything.
Wow.
Even though what he did was illegal, probably the chance of anybody catching that was slim because nobody would ever know unless she told somebody.
Right.
So luckily my friend Al, told her to go look at some stuff, and she did, and we got together. So, maybe she'll get her deposit back. Maybe she won't.
Wow.
And it's just unfortunate. We've talked about time and again, people handing out money.
Yeah.
Before you have done a little bit of your homework.
Yeah, right. 50% deposits.
Oh yeah, well they say that's 100%, and there should be another red flag immediately if they want 50% or 25% even. Sometimes you have to sit back and wonder, But and if they ask you to pull your own permit, that's a 100% no go.
Yeah,
100%. I mean, you should just step back and say, "I'll call you tomorrow," and then never call back.
What about assignment of benefits? I know in the past you've talked about that too.
Yeah, assignment of benefits. So that's really comes when the storms come in, and that's what a lot of these guys are going to do when they come say, if you have one shingle off, if you'll sign this paperwork, we'll deal with your insurance company and we'll take care of all of it. And they may or may not, like we've talked about in the past, there's guys that are not very truthful in the deal. But really all an assignment of benefit does is it gives the contractor whether it's us or a different piece of your puzzle, your carpet guy or your sheetrock guy, or whatever, the ability to deal with your insurance company directly. People are worried about, well, hey, if they sign an assignment of benefits and there was a storm and the roof's off, drywall's off, paint's off, wind is blown out and all, that we're going to take all the benefits, we're going to put a roof on and keep all their money.
Right.
That's not how it works, and that's not how the law is. But they changed the law because so many people were upset about the way what people were seeing, and from the guys who were actually taking advantage of people. So the assignment of benefits still does the same thing. The difference is now that if you don't sign that assignment of benefits when the people first arrive, the law has forced you to have to pay for anything that gets done, and then you have to recoup from the insurance company instead of the way it was before.
Right.
Where if you called us and your shingles blew off, we could come out and tarp your house if we had the assignment of benefits for the roof or portion of the deal. The roof, gutter, soffit, fascia, we could take care of that, deal with the insurance company, try to get you squared away, all that. But the tarping and all the initial money that comes out of pocket that we pay for, because we have that assignment of benefits, is no longer available. So now it's forced the consumer to have to actually pay for all that stuff. When most of these people probably not going to have the money to do all that the next storm.
Right.
It's an unfortunate. The bill needed the bill may have needed to be changed, but they went from the left to right kind of thing.
Yep.
And so now it's going to be tough on the consumers out there when the next storm comes, because it really ties the hands of the contractors.
Well, that's good stuff right there. Chuck Peterson, consumer advocate advice, Suncoast Roofing Solar.com, roofing and solar.
Yeah, well, it's suncoastroofing.net or .com, either one. We got them both.
Okay.
Yeah, no solar in the website piece.
No solar in it. Okay,
yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
All right,
yeah.
Good stuff. Chuck Peterson coming up as well. We got Fred DeFelice, more on waterscience.us. Going to talk about that water bottle challenge here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, and also our feel-good story of the day. Find out about this mechanic that creates a prosthetic for a 9-year-old girl so she can play violin like the rest of her class. Right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
This is Work Done, and you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show, hosted by my man, Brandon Rhymes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, this week we're going to talk about something exciting as usual.
We always have something exciting.
Yes, we do.
At least it's exciting to us.
This is a question that comes up.
TV, hey, it is Friday night. We're not here. Yes, we pre-recorded once again because WeBeam TV is working over in Tampa with Kansas City Star.
62 Who Knew. I almost said Professional Mortgage Alliance, Joe's Bar and Grill, but actually it's our 39th week. 62 Who Knew.
We're at the wonderful steampunk event at the Verizon Event Center here in 2019. I think it's still August, right? Yeah. Woo! Can't remember
Yes. To be able to help businesses to do that part of it. But it's just been a couple of years.
Well, and I've taken the business card files from our business cards and made
Entrepreneurs and professionals of Tampa Bay, welcome to your hour for getting the information, the tools, and the connections
Ian
for
Beckles on Radio Influence.
Or you say left hand white, and then they catch the left hand white. What it does, it helps you quick with hand-eye coordination. Yeah.
Well, that's kind
As your super connector, we want to introduce you to our 50+ show partners. We got over 80 categories of expert contributor advice here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, and we want to.
That's where we disagree, but that's okay.
I said nonviolent.
That's okay.
Because, we're one of the only states that don't give them back. I've got Jamie Limbaugh. He is from the Next Step Image. I love I love that name because you were telling me earlier.
For the type of republic we actually are is actually very correct. Yet politicians and regular people use these words interchangeably, even though technically they are very different.
If you're an overdoer, overachiever, people pleaser, we tend to neglect ourselves. And even as Sisters Connected here, with Women Unscripted, I know
quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, your host of the Consumer Quarterback Show. We want to help you win. That's our goal. Help you avoid a lot of the commission-based advice that's floating around out there, the scams, the scoundrels, those those different things you find in the business. We talk about a lot of them with Suncoast Roofing. They've talked about what they've seen out there in the field, and our other contractors and partners of the show. And that's the goal, to help you win in any marketplace. As we say, we'd love for you to engage with us. Follow us online at Brandon Rhymes1 on Instagram and Twitter, and the Consumer Quarterback Show page on Facebook. Link up on LinkedIn as well. We're on the business pages as well. And this segment is brought to you by Brothers Easy Moving, the official moving partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Brothers Easy Moving. And I can tell you from firsthand experience, they are a first-class organization. They do a great job. Reach out to Gary Thacker. He's the owner. Let him know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. Whether you're planning a local or even a long-distance move, reach out to Brothers Easy Moving, the official moving partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. All right, every day we're going to tell you something positive in our feel-good story of the day, and we've got a good one here for today's show as well.
Tell me something good.
All right, mechanic creates prosthetic for 9-year-old so she can play violin with the rest of her class. So this 9-year-old can now play violin thanks to the kindness of a classmate's father. Valerie Romero is a 4th grader at St. John's Middle in Arizona. She was born with only one hand. Recently, Nate Kellogg's children came home from school and told him about Romero and how she's needing to hold her violin and the bow at the same time. So during class, she could only practice fingering the notes, but could not play along like everyone else. So, quote, I got to talking to the guys at work, and there's an instrument holder that would work perfectly. It's already made from something, you could buy online, Kellogg said. The next step would be to create a working prosthesis piece that would be on the instrument holder. When I was in the military, there was stuff called thermoplastic, and that would mold to her arm. So thermoplastic is a special type of plastic material that becomes flexible and moldable in very hot water, and it hardens to the shape, and it cools back to room temperature. She excelled playing the violin and even played alongside her classmates for the holiday concert. Quote, I just think this is amazing, Romero's orchestra teacher, Ruthie Price, told The Independent. For this little girl, it's really something. So that was really cool. That's awesome. I love that. Love those feel-good stories right there.
Yeah,
so
no kidding.
Now the little girl can play her instrument along with everyone, feel more normal, feel more included in those.
Yeah, they need to start the news off of those stories every night. That's what they need to do.
Yeah, exactly.
All the crap.
You don't hear about them very much, right?
Not much.
But right here we do. We'll take care of you on that. So, all right, so we got Chuck Peterson in the studio, Suncoast Roofing. You've heard as well Mary Cernicki on the show. Prayers out to Mary as well. She's in the hospital dealing with some stuff. But Fred DeFelice, waterscience.us here as well. And Fred, hold up your bottle of water there. You've got a glass water, and it's just, that's a big deal now. The glass, the water in the glass there, it's going to help you, carry that with you. And, you got me on those glass bottles. I also have the big, the 10 ones that I carry with me a lot. So, it's just a quality of life, man. It's just a decision you make to be, not sticking with the normal standard water coming in.
Back in the day, they used to recycle glass bottles,
Yep.
When I was a kid, we used to get them and bring them because they had deposit on them.
I did that too, the Coca-Cola bottles.
Yeah. So, we got away from all of that, which is silly.
Yep.
And the pollution of plastic in the oceans and everything that goes on.
Yep.
I mean, it's just unbelievable.
Yeah, I remember we used to look for all those. We get 10 cents a bottle. Yeah. I think I pulled them to the store in my little red wagon. We'd pull them right across the road to the handy store or whatever it was.
Y'all way older than me. I never did anything like that.
No, you didn't. No, you probably
Talk about inflation. We were only getting 2 cents a bottle.
Yeah, really? Oh, wow.
2 and 5 for the big ones.
I think it was 10 cents a bottle that we used to get.
I'm sure.
Before.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that makes sense. And, back then they would utilize the glass because the glass doesn't have what's the terminology for that, where it melts into the plastics are going to melt in more.
Right.
Well, they still do all the glass. It's just that plastics just overtaken everything because back in the day they thought it was a good deal because they could recycle it. But
comes down to money. Yeah, right.
Yeah, as always.
Yeah, unfortunately, people are refilling the plastic bottles.
Yep.
They have them in their car.
Yep.
They get hot. And even if you put them in the freezer and get them cold, you got the same problem happens where it's leaching into the water.
Right.
So,
yeah, exactly. If you heat it or freeze it.
Yeah.
So if you microwave something in a plastic device, I had Jarek Robbins on the show. Tony Robbins is my, favorite mentor. Jarek was on the show a number of years ago, 3 or 4 years ago. But real quick story is they took 2 different samples. They heated up the water and let the water return to room temperature in a microwave. Yep. And then they had just regular water out of the tap. And they used that to water a seed, and lo and behold, the seed with the regular water grew normal. The other one grew kind of deformed and folded over or something.
Yeah.
So it shows you there's something going on in that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
No, one of our companies have done testing in greenhouses where they're monitoring the growth of a plant, using this kind of water or basically tap water.
Yeah.
And it's amazing.
Yeah.
So.
That's awesome. Now, what's your water bottle challenge? I remember you said something about a water bottle challenge.
I got the idea when you talked about rental versus owning a home. So we know people are buying. So I would love people to analyze what they're really spending a month or a week on buying bottled water.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, many of us we're getting gas and we're running into the convenience store and getting a bottle for $1, $1.50, whatever it might be.
Exactly.
So even if you're doing that every day, you're already paid for having a system.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? And you'd never have to buy that bottled water.
Yeah. So it's less than $1 a day to own the system.
Yeah, we can finance it for that.
Wow, less than $1 a day.
Yeah.
Wow. So that's so it's a game changer. It's a life changer. And this is a system. Talk about the system itself. What can to help them picture what that would be. So it's an actual system that goes on the house. I think in the past you talked about.
Here's a little, I don't know if you could see that at all.
Yeah.
That's a typical unit, 2-tank system, stands about 48 inches tall.
Yep.
And that goes either outside, right where your main water line comes in.
Right.
Or in the garage, what many homes have it. And it's a 2-stage system. The first stage is catalytic carbon made from coconut shell. That's the only thing that's been certified to take out chloramine.
Wow.
So we got that. And then the second stage is our technology that handles a scale.
Yeah.
It actually changes the molecular structure of mineral content so it doesn't stick on hard surfaces. So in the process, we're getting rid of all the bad stuff. We're treating the water for particulates, chlorine, chloramine, bacteria, viruses, cysts, metals, heavy metals, lead. And then we're taking care of hardness by and scaling.
Wow.
So the water feels soft, but it does not feel slippery and slimy.
Yeah.
That slippery, slimy feel that people getting from a water softener is the sodium in the water.
Yeah.
Right? So
it's not good for you.
Yeah, I don't see how it could be good.
Salt, aka salt, right?
Yeah.
Sodium, salt.
A lot of people wonder, how come my ice cubes keep melting so easy? Wow.
Yeah.
Because it's partial.
Salt with ice, that's what happens.
Wow.
And then your skin is the biggest organ in your body.
Right.
You absorb the chlorine, all that stuff. And in the shower, you're breathing in the vapor, which is chlorine. And that's going right into your lungs.
Wow.
So people just don't understand this part.
Yeah. That's another part of health too, is, we talked with Greg Bowman, AC guy of Tampa Bay, on the show, the indoor air quality.
Absolutely.
It's like we don't see it. And, with water, you can kind of see it somewhat, but you really don't see the microparticles. But that's a big part of it, Fred.
We take it for granted,
Yeah.
We just moved, as you know, we downsized into a villa.
Yeah.
And there they take care of the water and everything, right?
Right.
The first week, 2 days in a row, the water, they had to turn it off.
Oh, wow.
Right? And that's when you really know, hey, I need this every day. I can't be without it.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? We take it so for granted.
That's right.
So
yeah,
people got to look into it a little deeper.
Well, reach out if you need anything relating to water. We got you hooked up here. Fred DeFelice, waterscience.us. Roofing as well. Suncoast Roofing on the show today. Reach out to our hotline, 813-670-7372. We'll put you in touch with these two great gentlemen and consumer advocates on the show, 813-670-7372. Give us a call. And text that number as well, consumerqb.com. Another great show. We're going to have to skip our lightning round. We ran out of time, but we got Chuck Peterson in the house. Fred DeFelice, thank you so much for coming in. Thanks to all of our listeners, our viewers out there, our producers behind the scenes putting the show together. And we want you to please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. Pack up some food, hand it to the homeless person that you see on the road. Donate some time, donate some blood, swing a hammer for Habitat for Humanity. Lots of ways you can be involved and be a force for good in the community. We'll see you next time right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
You've been listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Contact Brandon Rhymes at 813-670-7372. That's 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. And join us next time for the Consumer Quarterback Show.